really bad at it. But anyway, thanks, gents. Hi, everyone. My name's 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗃, club chairman, and welcome to episode 4 of Fctv. In today's show, we're going to look at all the last games for the last 3 or 4 weeks and look at the men's teams, the women's teams. We're going to take a look at the reserve team fixtures and add a quick look at the under-18s as well. We're going to get some interviews pitch side from Mike about some of the games we played. But today's all about the studio guests. And studio guests, a slightly different twist of things this time round. We're going to go behind the scenes at 𝗵𝗄 and Fctv and introduce ourselves to James, who's head of media. Is that right, your right title this time?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Ryan, your role, what's your specific role now?
Photographer, videographer, graphics,
brilliant.
Bit of everything.
Good. Well, great to have you on board. So we're going to have a quick chat, but first we're going to have a quick recap of the games, and then we'll come back and we'll have a dive in a little bit deeper on what your roles are and what impact you're having on the club as well. So everyone, it's been 2 weeks since the last episode. In that game, we've played 3 games for the first team, so I better get my notes out because my memory's not quite as good as it used to be. So the last game, the first game we need to cover is the 𝗙𝗵𝗃 game. It finished 2-2. Now, for those who have been watching avid social media will realise that kind of game went wrong in so many ways for us. We got some good publicity in a bad way a little bit. 97th minute wonder goal by their goalkeeper kind of rescued a point for 𝗙𝗵𝗃. To say it was a gut-wrenching result at the time, considering it was a good performance, but we can't take away, the goal from their goalkeeper at the time. So, fair play to them. It was deep into injury time, so it was a little bit annoying, considering I think we only put 6 minutes up on the clock and they scored in the 98th minute, wasn't it? So to come away from 𝗙𝗵𝗃 normally is usually a decent run, but kind of think we were stolen from us a little bit. We then moved on to another away game at Cheadle. Bit more comfortable this time, 3-0 win. Convincing, could have been a lot more. Hat-trick from Harry Scarborough. We'll come on to Harry a bit later on, but yeah, dominant display. Could have been more, and a good 3 points on the road. And then we went into arguably one of the toughest games of the season at home. A rare Saturday home league game against 𝗵𝗵𝗄. That finished 1-1. And here's the footage from Mike straight after the game. So over to you, Mike.
Right, Mike, it's finished 1-1 here today against a very tough side in 𝗵𝗵𝗄. Brilliant shift throughout the 90, and perhaps the win wouldn't have flattered us, really.
No, I think it was a very good game. 𝗵𝗵𝗄 are a great side, and they're very, very effective in what they do. They play into good areas. They don't mess about with the ball. They've got the long throw, which is an absolute weapon. But it was all things that we prepared for and we expected. And I think from our point of view, we've stood up to the test. We've made a bit of a mistake, and they've got in and they've scored a goal from the clearance. But apart from that, I thought we've done really well in restricting them and winning. If we weren't winning the first contact, we were winning the second contact. I did feel in the first half we were a little bit sloppy when we got in areas of the pitch, particularly when it's gone 1-1 and it's opened up a little bit, and we forced passes rather than keeping it tight and keeping it simple and creating openings that way. We tried a perfect pass at times, and something we spoke about at half time, and we knew again coming out that if we didn't concede early, they'd be throwing bodies forward and things might open up, and we've dealt with that very well. And if we could have nicked it, we could have won. I think they've not had an opportunity in the second half. We've not really had an opportunity, a couple of half chances. So both keepers weren't really tested in the second half, but it was a very, very good game. And people watching that today, I think everyone that I spoke who's come up to me since it was saying we've done well to withstand the pressure. And over recent weeks, they've ground teams down by what they're doing, by putting continuous pressure on them, and it's a testament to the lads for standing up for that. But 𝗵𝗵𝗄 are a very, very good side.
And of course, a milestone fixture for yourself, 100 league games now managed for FC St Helens. I know you touched on it before the weekend, but now that the fixture's under your belt, how do you feel?
It's it would have been nice to come away with a win for the 100 game, but it's a very good milestone. And let's not forget that I've never really played non-league before, and I've only ever coached in non-league, and the club's given me an opportunity, and we've done well with it. And I think we've built a very good team, and not just us, but we've got a great relationship with our reserves as well. And lads are coming up and dropping in, and what we're doing together is very good, and we've got to keep building on that. And we're getting more and more players wanting to come to us because of what we're doing on the pitch, and it's good to see, and we've got to continue it.
Yeah, looking ahead, South Liverpool, another game at home. What can we expect going into that one? To the rest of the, they're on a good run themselves.
Yeah, they are. They'll turn up and they'll work hard. They will not stop. They will not give you a minute's peace. They're a team that's effective in what they do. They'll gaff for each other. When they've got to dig in, they'll dig in. It'll be another tough game, but we're on a decent run ourselves. Although it's 7 games unbeaten now, but we've through 5 of them. We're not losing games, and I think we've become a lot more resilient in recent weeks. Even when we are going down, we have belief to come back, and we've got to think about what we're good at and what we're doing, and we won't go into any fixture feeding them. We've got to make sure we're going into every fixture looking for 3 points, but at the same time knowing that we cannot lose the game, or we don't want to be losing the game, and have that mentality about us that, regardless of if you're off it a little bit, you're working hard and you're digging in and you make sure you're helping your teammates out, and we'll put ourselves in a good position to go and get 3 points.
Well done. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, let's move on to the Resis. Only a couple of games since last time we spoke. Disappointing result, I would say, 1-1 against Lostock. But considering having a chat with the managers, etc., it was quite a young side out in that game. So quite a few under-18s made their debut, and 1 or 2 old faces came in to help support the squad a little bit. So whilst it wasn't a defeat, it was kind of a little bit disappointing not coming away with all 3 points, considering Lostock are probably struggling a little bit in the league. Then just Saturday gone, vital away win, 3-2 win against Garswood. Slightly closer first than the last time we played them. I think it was about 7 or 8-1, I think, last time we played them. So, but they've had a complete turnaround in team management and team. So good to come away from with a 3-2 win and 3 points on the table. I do have to say, because I know we'll be watching today, 𝗙𝗧𝗩, yet again, gets his mouth in trouble, sin-binned again. I've had a phone call from the FA today about his manner, which I will speak to him a bit later on. So I'm coming for you, 𝗙𝗧𝗩. So yeah, then we moved on to the women's side. Now, last time we spoke about the women's, we just spoke about the FA Cup exit against Leeds. Again, 2 games, and in rarity, 2 losses. It's fair to say the away game was the Mancunian Unity women. They were away in the cup, give some fresh legs out, and some the other fringe players a run out. Game of 2 halves, I believe. I think the first half was much better than the second half, and we ended up coming away with a 2-0 loss and exiting in the cup. And then Sunday, against Ashton Town Ladies, again, one of the teams pushing for promotion along with our women's team. Again, coming away with a 2-0 loss. We're not heard from Rosie just yet, but I'll be hunting them down for some sort of footage. Okay, over to our studio guests. James, Ryan, welcome once again.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on, yeah.
One of the reasons I want to try and get back in, to get you into the studio today, is to talk about what's happening behind the scenes regarding social media. Let's learn about how the club have engaged with that, where we can go with it, etc., etc. You probably know, and we've had this conversation before, I'm a bit of a dinosaur when it comes to social media. I know how to twit, or X, if you want to call it these days. Yeah. But I think it's important that the guests that are watching this might not necessarily be as savvy as you guys, and I'd like to think you're all out there a little bit as thick as I am on this kind of stuff. But, so let's just put it in layman's terms, really. What impact does social media have, and how does it affect the game itself? So
sorry, my phone's I forgot to put my phone on silent. Do apologise.
Jimbo.
The vibration is not straight.
That is going in the blooper section at number 1.
Unprofessional as man. Disgraceful.
It's on sleep mode.
Sack him. Sacked in the morning. Sacked in the morning.
Can I check yours is off now?
Mine is off. I'm
Right.
100% sure of that because I'm a professional.
Right, it's now turned off. Fully turned off. Sorry.
Okay, so and how does social media impact the club? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, it gets the club seen from a wider audience. Obviously, we've got the people who come down week in, week out, but there's people out there who don't have the chance to come down. And like you saw with, unfortunately, when we conceded, we were on Sky Sports. So it puts you out there if things happen. But our job mainly with it is to just kind of constantly, feed the club and get it seen, really. Yeah. And we've got players in the squad, especially in the first team, who they embrace it massively, and they really push it on as well.
So it's interesting when you say that. When you say the first team in particular are embracing that, I mean, how are they embracing it? Does that mean they're actively engaging in that post?
Yeah. So a lot of them share it. A lot of them engage with what we do.
Right.
I mean, we've most recently just done an interview piece with Jamie Whittaker.
Yeah.
He was all for it, wanted to do it. We did a few of them earlier on in the season as well. But Jamie's was kind of the first proper one we did.
Yeah.
He gave us a lot of information, some good quotes and things like that. So, but like you say, just engaging with it online, sharing it and things like that, and it's really helping us.
I suppose that's probably always been a little bit more of a science behind it, because I've always been intrigued. And this show included, is like, well, how do you actually reach that audience? And more importantly, how do you grow that audience? Is that down to the fact that the more input you put into it, the bigger your audience gets? Is it as simple as that, or is there a special remedy you need to do to try and get those numbers up?
I think there's a bit of luck with everything, but as a matter of fact, what you put in, you get out of it.
Yeah.
The more time we put into the social media, James' side with the interviews and the journalism, mine and Christian's side, and a couple of other people who work with us, putting out the graphics and the videos and all stuff like that. Like James said, it's just a matter of getting the club scene. There'll be people who live in and around Windleshore Sports who have no idea what the club is.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of building a presence online.
Yeah.
There'll be people out there who want to follow this football club and don't know they do until they see it.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of getting other people's eyes on the club.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I suppose this, again, coming back to this very show, is about trying to, get a bigger audience, and hopefully that bigger audience will start to come through the gate as well.
Yeah.
And I think particularly where we are based, where we're such a, there's literally 2 or 3, 4 football clubs within spitting distance of each other. It's that becomes an even more important part of trying to reach a newer audience. And I know I can speak from, as I said to you, I'm a dinosaur, but when I'm not at the game, without social media, I'd be like an headless chicken, because I'd be crawling the walls wondering what the score was.
Yeah.
And I thrive on the fact, I know you're at the pitch side, updating as quickly as possible. And I think if I'm doing that, I'm hoping everyone else is doing that as well. And I think that itself probably engages more supporters. So that's on the very basic level of social media, of course it is. And but what is the aspirations for you to go? If I said to you, I sit down with you every now and again, and you go, right, I made you media, I want you to embrace this, and I leave you, I want you to just get on with it and grow the club. But as a project, where do you see it going? Where do you want to see it go, and how are you going to get there? Is there a plan in motion to expand things a little bit?
To be honest, I don't think there is. It's more just we're learning as we go. I mean, we're both fairly new to the club. Yeah. We're both fairly new to kind of what we do as well, in terms of putting it into practice, at least, anyway.
Okay.
So we're just taking it all as it goes. But I think that at least for myself anyway, the main goal is we want to get the club scene. We want to get the lads scene. We want to get the fan base, all of it just kind of out there.
Yeah.
You see some clubs, even at our level, below our level, of course, above us as well, that the social media that they've got is, fantastic. It makes the club, in a sense.
Yeah. I think one of the main important things, as a club leader type thing, one of the things I really think is important in next stage, and it comes to, there's other clubs very close to us that are very good on the social media side, but they kind of heavily more towards, the community side of things a little bit. And I think whilst we're exceptional at the match side of it, and the match build up during the match, post match, I think we're exceptional, and are probably one of the best out there for doing it. As part of your role would be to expand the role. Is, well, can we get that same person coming in that will do off match day? Do you know what I mean? It's like we're going out in the community, whatever that may be. We've got some big things coming up in the next few weeks. We're tentatively close for the the Bishop Road decision. By the time we record the next podcast show, we will know where we are with that. That's a scenario where I'll be jumping on the phone to you if we're successful. That we need to hammer this out type thing. And that's where I'm leaning probably towards from a club stand, is trying to get the more community side of things a little bit. And I think that itself, like the guys who are following the social media to keep up with the scores, we need to engage the person down the road who's interested in what's happening with that field down the road, or like you just said, there's people literally on our doorstep that don't know. All right, they're a football club, but they don't really know what we do.
Yeah.
And I think the message is out. We need to get that out a little bit more. And we've got, the women's are coming through, and the disability football and this. And that. So I think this is where we've built successful teams on the field, and we've built successful teams in the management side of things. But we need to build a successful media team now. And so how do we actually grow our social media presence?
I think a big one, and something we've started doing, obviously, through what we've just seen there with Mike and Rosie, is engaging with players and staff and putting their voice out there, and their face as well. Not just something written in a post or in an article. It's something that the fans can watch and listen to, and the lads as well. So after a big win, for example, like at Wythenshawe the other week, if they're walking off, we get a video of them celebrating. Yeah, and the fans love that.
Also, a lot of that is when them videos are going up, the fans and the people who are watching it, especially watching this video, stick a like on it, stick a share on it, send it to a few of your mates, get it out there. Yeah. If you're watching this, you're a supporter of the club, you like what we do, show it to some other people as well. They'll love it as much as you do. Yeah,
that's a great point, because one of the main things I wanted to try and ask you about and challenge you about over the next coming weeks is that, and the reason why I want to engage more space, it's not just a game with other clubs about how many followers we've got and etc. The bigger audience we have from a commercial point of view, that's worth value. That's value to us. So I can then go to the likes of the commercial manager or myself, going approaching companies, etc., and looking for that commercial revenue that I can. Well, this is our audience. So, and of course, the most recent one is this very show itself. So, as I said to you right at the beginning, this is our 4th show. We've had some great feedback. We've had some good, thumbs up, that type of thing. But one of the projects I want to set you is I want you to go away today, because I know you've been on it now. So there's a kind of a slight motivation there. So I want you to go away and think about how we can hammer this show to a bigger audience a little bit. The production side of it is amazing. The guests are amazing. We're delivering it. We're delivering everything on, here. Yeah. But how do we get it out there more?
I think the first obvious one is playing to the trends of the short form media. This is obviously brilliant to sit and watch, but I think the way to hook people in is taking snippets from this. Whether that's a funny moment, a controversial quote, something that is like a 10-second clip that people will see on whether it's Instagram or TikTok, and people will go, "Oh, what's that from?" Yeah, and then there'll be a link, and it takes you to the full episode. And people will see, I mean, I've done it myself. You'll see a little clip and go, "What's that from?" Yeah.
It's like little snippets during the week, isn't it? It's like, we've got no game on a Tuesday. Exactly. We know people are going to be on social media because they're looking at other scores from other clubs. Yeah. We'll just throw one of the thousands of bloopers I've done or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's little things like that. I think will help engage on a base level. You can tell me if that's possible or not. And your expertise behind it. So, no, it's amazing. And I think, but, what you've done so far, I think we've really pushed the boundaries from the limitations you've had. And like everything at this football club, if someone wants something, you only have to ask. And I challenge you to do the same. Do you know what I mean? And we haven't got a bottomless pit of money. But if you want something, you think, well, do you know what? That'll just nudge the social media a little bit further. Just ask the question. Do you know what I mean? We're all in it together. And, but what you've done so far is amazing. I mean, the feedback I get that I don't tell you about is incredible. Your journalism, all the media production you're doing, and the photography. We got. When you said before we had 4 photographers, I thought, Christ, we've actually got 4 photographers. I remember 2 years ago, I couldn't get one, and it was me on a phone like that. Yeah. It was too late then because the ball was on in the back of the bloody net type thing. But it's coming a long way a little bit. So I do applaud you for what you've done, and I know it's a difficult subject to talk about. Yeah, particularly when you're talking to someone like me about it. No, so, but yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to add or anything?
I just wanted to say, it's a good point what you said there. Is, I mean, obviously we're on here today, just us two, but there's so much more that goes into it. You mentioned there,
absolutely,
so we've got Chris Wilkinson, our sort of main match day photographer. What he does is brilliant. I mean, he'll go on a match day with 600 plus photos as a minimum, and he'll sort through them, get them to us literally within 24 hours of full time. Yeah. Mark gambles as well. He turns up. Does the same as Chris, gets great photos. And then more recently as well, yourself, and even I'll sometimes come down with a camera and get some shots. But the photography side, I think it's really thriving. And Christian as well does very similar graphics to Ryan. And he's been a big part of it, I think.
Massive.
it's it's very easy. It's easy for me to post an image on the social media, but the real face of it is through his designs and your designs as well.
Yeah.
So,
you recently got your girlfriend involved in photography, haven't you?
Yeah. So there was a couple of times where I'd come down and I was getting maybe a little bit too invested in what was going on, and I was
the FC
maybe I got a little bit too invested in the bar as well.
Yeah.
So I passed the camera to her, or rather she took it off me, knowing that I was a danger to myself and others. She loves it.
Good.
I've been going more in towards the graphics and like the digital media side of things rather than the photography. Yeah. It's something obviously I really enjoy, and I've loved doing it for the club. Yeah. But yeah, it's something that she's recently found herself just from watching me. She absolutely loves it.
We're growing the volunteer base, and we can't ask for more than that, and that's phenomenal. So, no, it's been great having you on. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Keep it going.
We'll try.
We'll get you back in a few more months, and you've got this massive media team, and I look forward to all the production. Like I said, work with Al and the Hyper Studios as well. Learn from experience. At the end of the day, you're both at university. I think you're working yourself now, aren't you?
Yeah, no,
and you're at uni.
So working uni at the minute. So.
Use the club as a vehicle to enhance your experiences. That's what we've always said we've done. We've always done at FC. So, but yeah, great. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks very much.
We'll probably see you Saturday as per normal. So
Friday.
Oh yes, Friday. Yes, I would have missed the game. Good job reminding me about that one. Yeah, so that brilliant timing, nice introduction. So yes, the first team games are this week is South Liverpool at home. It's a Friday evening game. Let me just get over. That's a 7:45 kickoff. Yes, down at Windsor Sports. So again, another rare opportunity to get a home game under our belt. South Liverpool are flying at the moment, so it'll be a tough game, that one, as always. Then the following Tuesday, the 18th, we've got, I think that's a nightmare trip, Tuesday to Glossop, North End. What a wonderful place that will be to go to in November. So, but a tough, again, they've come through some recent management changes and player changes as well, so a tough one. And then the following Saturday before the next show is another long trip down to Barnoldswick. So again, I know we've got a couple of away games there, but try and get down on a Friday night. Friday night under the lights of Windershore, I think, is one of the best times of the season, really. It's good for the atmosphere, and, it's one of the few opportunities you can get a decent crowd in. So I do urge you across that. Of course, we've got the Resis as well. It's a action-packed weekend this weekend, to be fair. But we've got the Resis on Saturday. And we've got the women's game on Tuesday. So tune in for that as much as you can. But yeah, that's us. So thanks so much for your time. And we look forward to seeing you and hearing you in the next episode. Thanks very much. Cheers, everyone.
See you later.